If you could have played Mr. Hunnam over multiple years, multiple seasons, what are some aspects of him you would have loved to have dived into and explored further?
Wow, that's really interesting. That's interesting. I would have liked to have. Wow, that's a really interesting question.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mr. Giamatti, I have to tell you, this is genuinely my favorite performance of your entire career. So seriously,
Awesome.
thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm going to jump into this, and I have to tell you, there is a small moment in this movie that yielded such a big laugh out of me that other people in the theater literally turned around, and it is your facial reaction to Angus hurting himself.
The Holdovers.
It's the freeze frame in the trailer. It's on the poster. It's on every TV spot.
Yes.
I'm just sort of curious, like, what do you remember most about filming that moment? And did Alexander ever tell you, we are going to use that shot for everything?
No. But I did. That whole sequence of chasing him and all that stuff was really, really funny. Partially because of the insistence on the detention card, that I have the detention card the whole time. And the chase was really funny. And that was amazing. And the stuntman was amazing. And the whole location was great. And the lines were funny. But I do remember him kind of deciding as I was doing it that he was going to get in closer because he was like, this is really funny. I don't know. And he got in there and he was really like, that is kind of amazing, that shot. So I knew that it was something that worked really well, but I didn't realize I'd be seeing it constantly because it's but the whole thing was kind of cartoony, that chase. So it was like a little exaggerated in a really funny way.
I don't know why, but the way that you say son of a bitch.
Being here with you is already one big detention. Son of a bitch, that's another detention.
And that chase sequence is one of the funniest swear words I've seen on film in a long. It's brilliant.
Very good. Thank you.
So I know that you just wrapped Billions, where you had the chance to play a character over multiple episodes and seasons and years. Obviously, with this film, you just had a finite 2 hours. So I am sort of curious, if you could have played Mr. Hunnam over multiple years, multiple seasons, what are some aspects of him you would have loved to have dived into and explored further?
Well, that's really interesting. It's so interesting playing something for that long because you do begin to get you begin to see things that I don't even know that people are seeing about the character. That's interesting. I would have liked to have, wow, that's a really interesting question. I suppose just to see more of his kind of vulnerability and warmth than you even get to see in the movie. You probably could see more of that. Maybe him in a romantic situation would be like an actual one instead of one that he doesn't even really himself think is going to happen. And it's like...
I thought it was going to happen.
Well, I know, but I wonder how much he even really thinks this is going to happen. And, really for him. But that would be interesting, to actually see him in a situation like that at this age, of being who he is, who that other person would be that would be romantically interested in him. That would be interesting.
I'd love to see that. But that leads perfectly into my next question, because I am sort of curious as an actor how much you figure out about a character after the point where we leave him. Because I honestly can't stop wondering as a fan, what happens to him when he drives down that road? Have you decided?
No. And in fact, that's actually one of the kind of hardest, saddest parts of this part is I don't know what's going to happen to this guy. I remember when I did the movie Sideways with Alexander, I was like, I can imagine all these things happen. This guy, I really don't know what's going to happen to this guy. And that's actually intense. And I can't think of what's going to actually happen to this guy.
This sounds overly dramatic, but I just need to know that he's okay.
I know, me too.
I want to know that he's
happy. You worry about this guy in a way that's like, I really don't know. Does he really have a friend in Syracuse? Is there really a guy he's going to go stay with? I don't know.
You know what? He always has a place here on my couch. Nice. If he ever comes to Chicago, he's always welcome in my home.
Thank you,
I'm going to cut you loose on this. There are so many small details about this character that I love so much that add up to who he is, whether it be the eye or the fact that he smells or even his choice of alcohol. What is the smallest little minute detail that told you the most about who he was?
The hat that I wore.
Oh,
and I can't explain why, but it took us a really long time to find the right hat. They kept bringing me hats, and I'd go, this isn't the right hat. And I don't know why that hat was the right hat, but there was something about that hat that wasn't, it was a hat, and it was jaunty, but it wasn't really that jaunty. It was kind of, I don't know, something about that hat. The second I got the hat, I was like, okay, I think I see who this guy is.
Oh, that is so fucking cool. Mr. Giamatti, you're one of my favorite actors of all time, and to get to talk with you for my favorite role of your career means the world to me. So I truly do appreciate your time today.
Pleasure.
Sir.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.